Just months after the bombshell 2025 pyramid discoveries, the world just got another groundbreaking discovery from Egypt.
For more than 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has stood as a symbol of ancient engineering mastery. Its towering stones studied, measured, and believed to be fully understood. Yet new discoveries suggest the story may not be complete. Using advanced non-invasive scanning technologies like particle detection and ground-penetrating radar, researchers are uncovering hidden voids and mysterious corridors deep within the structure. These findings challenge long-held assumptions about how the pyramid was built and what it contains, raising a compelling question. What secrets could still be buried inside one of history's greatest monuments? The Great Void Revelation. The Great Pyramid of Giza has long been viewed as a sealed monument, its internal structure thoroughly mapped and understood. However, something emerged that challenged decades of confident assumptions, a large, previously unknown void concealed within its stone mass. Discovered in 2017 through advanced scanning techniques, this hidden space is not a small crack or gap, but a cavernous chamber stretching at least 30 meters in length. Positioned directly above the Grand Gallery, the void possesses a cross-section remarkable enough to halt the work of even the most composed researchers. The significance of this void lies not just in its size, but in what it reveals about the pyramid's design. For centuries, archaeologists believed they had a complete internal blueprint, grounded in direct exploration and historical records. Yet this enormous space suggests a complexity that defies that understanding. It raises a fundamental question. How could such a carefully built and thoroughly studied monument harbor something so large, completely overlooked for thousands of years? Scientists were careful not to speculate wildly. They did not announce treasure chambers or secret burial sites. Instead, what they reported was a fact, a large void with an unclear shape and unknown purpose. This discovery does not decode the pyramid's mysteries, but opens a door to new questions about its construction and function. It challenges the idea that the Great Pyramid is a simple architectural relic whose secrets have all been unveiled. What's unsettling for many experts is that the pyramid's internal mapping, once thought complete, is now proven incomplete. This large cavity demonstrates that there are spaces hidden in plain sight, shielded by millions of kilograms of limestone and granite. The presence of such a void pushes historians and archaeologists to reconsider what fully explored really means. It suggests there may be layers of the pyramid's story that even the best tools and longest studies had missed. The academic tradition established over multiple centuries faces disruption from this discovery. The pyramid's function needs to be examined more closely because this evidence destroys our existing understanding. The original design of the void remains uncertain because it needs to be determined whether it existed from the beginning or was added after construction modifications or changes in ceremonial practices occurred. The void at the pyramid site exists as an unreadable element that must be identified before its place in the pyramid's complete historical record can be established. The discovery leads to an examination of how many concealed elements may exist in other famous ancient sites. Modern technology has started to reveal hidden elements that exist within the Great Pyramid because its famous status and easy access have made it well known. The research indicates that ancient wonders, which received extensive analysis, still maintain preserved elements that exist under multiple layers of historical material. Researchers face a practical problem that requires them to find ways to investigate a massive void without damaging the monument. The pyramid serves as a protected cultural heritage site that protects its ancient artifacts from exploration activities. Non-invasive technology has become essential for archaeological research because it solves the study problem. The investigation currently needs to uncover the contents that exist within the void, together with the reasons that led to its creation.
The discovery of the void establishes a new scientific point because researchers found it. The situation progresses from a period of established knowledge to a time when scientists must explore their current understanding. The Great Pyramid, which previously functioned as a complete text, now presents its readers with new material that requires them to undertake more demanding research while listening to the ancient stones, which maintain their ability to speak. The present moment marks the start of a comprehensive exploration that will reveal ancient aspects of this historic monument. Beneath this mystery of space and silence, a remarkable tool transformed the way we see inside massive structures without touching or disturbing them, and that will guide us to the next revelation. Muon imaging. Traditional archaeological excavation is often impossible when it comes to ancient monuments, especially ones as precious and fragile as the Great Pyramid. To peer inside without drilling or breaking, scientists have turned to a surprising kind of natural X-ray, the muon. Muons are subatomic particles created when cosmic rays strike the Earth's atmosphere, continuously raining down and passing harmlessly through everything, including solid stone. The trick lies in how they interact with dense material. When muons pass through the pyramid's massive blocks, some are stopped, but many slip through if the path is empty or less dense. By placing detectors inside and around the pyramid, scientists can count muons coming from different directions. Areas with solid stone show fewer muons, while voids allow more to pass. Over time, these measurements create a shadow-like image, an internal map revealing spaces and shapes inside the monument without a single disturbance. What makes this technology especially remarkable is how many independent methods confirmed the large void's existence. 3 distinct types of muon detection involving nuclear emotion films, scintillator hodoscopes, and gas detectors were deployed in different locations, both inside the Queen's Chamber and on the pyramid's exterior. Each technique relied on different physics principles and data processing, yet all 3 independently pointed to the same hidden cavity. Computer simulations further verified the data, ruling out the possibility that the void was a measurement error or a trick of shadows. This layered proof created a level of confidence that transcended earlier pyramid research, which sometimes depended on a single scan or ambiguous signals. The convergence of multiple independent instruments established a new scientific standard, not only for this discovery, but for future studies of ancient structures. The success of muon imaging at the Great Pyramid shows a significant achievement in archaeological research. The technology enables research at previously unreachable levels of detail, which enables scientists to verify results through measurable evidence that they can duplicate. The pyramid served as a research facility, which scientists used to study invisible particles that disclosed the structure of its concealed components. The research opposition establishes safe paths that scientists will follow to discover new findings without endangering their study of permanent historical sites. Muon imaging discovered hidden voids while also identifying additional spatial irregularities, which showed corridor-shaped forms close to the north face of the pyramid. This research proved that the Great Pyramid contains more sophisticated architectural features that designers constructed with deliberate intention than existing passageways and chambers show. The muons create new evidence through their images, which scientists can use to develop their own understanding of the research findings. Muon detection technology enables scientists to identify voids, but it lacks the ability to show their specific functions and exact dimensions. The tool proves their absence, which causes historians to review their established beliefs. The technology demonstrates how present-day scientific methods enable researchers to establish scientific proof for previously mysterious phenomena. The research provides two contrasting effects for people. It creates a need for researchers to restrict their assertions, but it generates enthusiasm for discovering new information. The muon's discovery encourages researchers to use multiple scanning methods, which will produce different information about the pyramid's internal structure. Our understanding of the pyramid will increase when we combine particle physics with electrical measurement and image fusion technology. The use of multiple technologies establishes new proof standards that will enable researchers to read all of the pyramid's hidden knowledge while preserving its historical value and its potential for further research. With powerful tools illuminating the pyramid's deepest shadows, a surprising new feature emerges near the monument's most scrutinized side, inviting us to question what else may be quietly concealed. The North Face Corridor Mystery. Hidden just behind the pyramid's north face, beneath a band of distinctive chevron-shaped blocks that resemble a stone necklace, lies
This repeated detection using multiple physics-based methods marks a new era in pyramid research. Unlike earlier discoveries, often based on a single scan or speculative interpretation, the North Face Corridor is built on what experts call multimodal convergence, when several independent lines of evidence point to the same conclusion. This growing consensus demands serious attention and raises the stakes in understanding what the pyramid's internal layout really entails. The corridor's architectural details add another layer of mystery. Its vaulted ceiling and wider dimensions are not typical features found in the more familiar galleries and chambers inside. This uniqueness could hint at a specialized function rarely documented, possibly linked to the pyramid's construction phases or its unknown rituals. The corridor's deliberate design suggests that it was never meant to be obvious, perhaps deliberately concealed or reserved for privileged access. Why would builders create a corridor that appears to lead nowhere? Is it a dead end, a stress relief feature, or something symbolic coded into the pyramid's very walls? Each possibility hints at a more complex story than a simple burial tomb. It suggests that the pyramid's architects had intentions layered with meaning, function, and perhaps secrecy, challenging historians to rethink their assumptions. As the North Face Corridor emerged from the shadows, it became clear that the Great Pyramid's internal architecture is a richer, more intricate web than previously imagined. With every new void and passage discovered, the question grows: how many more secrets linger just beyond our sight, patiently waiting to be revealed? These hidden spaces set the scene for an even deeper discussion about the tools and methods that confirm them, because when machines agree, the picture gets harder to ignore. Multi-method confirmation. When it comes to groundbreaking discoveries, especially inside a monument as iconic as the Great Pyramid, one scan alone doesn't cut it anymore. Archaeologists and scientists learned that relying on a single technique can lead to mistakes or premature conclusions. That's why the North Face Corridor wasn't accepted as fact overnight. It took a synchronized effort of multiple independent methods, all pointing to the same hidden corridor-shaped space, turning speculation into certainty. After the initial muon detection, other non-destructive technologies were brought in to verify what those particles had uncovered. One of the key methods was electrical resistivity tomography, which measures how electricity travels through stone. Different materials and structures conduct electricity in unique ways. Solid limestone differs markedly from space or loose debris. This method independently highlighted anomalies consistent with a hollow corridor behind the north face, matching the muon data's location and shape. Adding even more weight to the findings was image fusion, a technique that layers various scans atop each other to identify overlapping patterns. When these datasets aligned, they formed a coherent map that consistently showed the corridor's presence. This approach took the vague and sometimes noisy signals from individual scans and transformed them into a precise, almost architectural outline. The repeated convergence of unrelated instruments beat down any claims that the corridor was a scanning artifact or an error. This layered confirmation actually marks a new era in pyramid research, one grounded in what experts call multimodal convergence. It means no single instrument dictates the narrative. Instead, the story emerges when multiple tools using different physical principles agree. The strength of evidence has shifted from hopeful guesses to reproducible, verifiable facts. This cautious and collaborative spirit restores scientific rigor to a field otherwise prone to sensationalism. The corridor itself defies easy explanation. The descriptions show a specific width and a ceiling that reaches higher than normal tourist-accessible paths, and an overall design that displays purposeful creation instead of random development. The space behind the carved stone blocks, which resemble a decorative necklace, creates further enigmatic elements. The pyramid builders who constructed this area dedicated significant effort to its creation because they wanted to maintain its secret function. Scientists still hold back their final decisions. They avoid wild guesses, instead inviting inquiry into why such a corridor was included and what it might have been used for. The design of the pyramid might connect to 3 different areas, which include construction, ritual processions, ventilation, and symbolic elements. The corridor that architects created as a purposeful structure shows that previous theories about the pyramid's internal design have been proven incorrect. The Great Pyramid's scientific discoveries now follow this method, which relies on evidence to establish important facts about the Great Pyramid. A new mystery resolution process now requires multiple exciting scans to achieve results. History revision stops until the proof reaches a stage where all data sets have been independently validated. This cultural shift represents a significant movement that opposes excitement in favor of actual facts. The North Face corridor stands as a tangible testament to this new standard. The pyramid functions as a secret protector that displays its hidden knowledge exclusively to people who demonstrate both time and effort and their capacity to pursue scientific methods. The Great Pyramid's internal design becomes more complicated because evidence continues to prove that developers achieved their original goals through careful architectural work. This standard of proof doesn't just apply to what's inside the stone walls. It sets the stage for discoveries hidden beneath the very ground the pyramid stands on, prompting a wider look beyond its iconic silhouette. Ground anomalies beyond the pyramid. The Great Pyramid may be the star of the Giza Plateau, but its surroundings hide stories of their own. Recent investigations using ground-penetrating radar, or GPR, and electrical resistivity tomography have uncovered strange features beneath the surface near the pyramid's western cemetery, the burial ground of ancient Egyptian elites. What looks quiet and settled above ground reveals sharp, deliberate shapes when scanned below, shaking the assumption that the plateau's secrets lie only inside the pyramid. GPR works by sending signals deep into the earth and measuring their echoes. When these signals bounce back sharply or at unexpected angles, it's a clue that something unusual lies underground, a chamber, a shaft, or a man-made structure. Around the western cemetery, researchers detected an L-shaped anomaly just a few meters below the surface, complete with crisp corners and angled edges, unlike the natural curves usually carved by geological forces. These clean geometric shapes are rarely the result of natural processes underground. They imply human construction, a subtle marker of something purposefully hidden or backfilled long ago. Despite looking unremarkable above ground, this anomaly resembles an entrance or access point to a deeper, more complex underground space. The mystery is heightened by the fact that the surface layer gives no hint of what lies beneath, as if inviting curiosity while concealing facts. To probe further, teams applied electrical resistivity tomography to the site. This technique measures how well electricity moves through different underground materials. because solid rock, loose soil, and empty cavities conduct electricity differently. Resistivity maps can reveal hidden voids, tunnels, or chambers and distinguish them from natural rock or sand. The tomography confirmed the presence of unusual underground features consistent with the L-shaped anomaly seen in the radar scans. What makes this particularly intriguing is the suggestion that the shallow L-shaped structure might only be an entrance or connection leading to something even deeper. It's as if this modest anomaly is a signpost to another layer of underground mystery yet to be fully understood or explored. The scans hint at a subterranean network or chamber system hidden just out of reach. While these discoveries are not as spectacular as opening a lost tomb, they are serious clues needing further study. They exist in that delicate zone between probable and proven, where evidence is strong but not yet verified through physical exploration. Questions naturally arise. Could more tombs or chambers lie right next to the Great Pyramid? Why would builders hide them beneath unmarked ground? The deliberate shapes hint that ancient planners designed this area with purpose, perhaps to shield certain areas from plain sight while still maintaining access. As modern technology uncovers these silent signals beneath the Giza Plateau, it forces a rethink about how much of this ancient complex remains hidden, beyond what tourists see and beyond what archaeologists have documented. The pyramid's neighbors and surroundings may be just as rich in secrets, gently whispering stories beneath centuries of sand and stone. Just as the pyramid's internal voids invite exploration, these underground shapes remind us that the mystery of Giza extends well beyond the monument's base, hinting at a more extensive, hidden landscape yet to be fully mapped and understood. The smallest pyramid
Plateau, attention has recently shifted to its smaller neighbor, the Menkaure Pyramid. Standing just over 60 meters tall, Menkaure often feels like a side character in the shadow of its colossal relatives. But beneath its polished exterior, researchers have uncovered something that could rewrite what we think about this seemingly simpler monument. A curious patch of granite blocks on its eastern side has long puzzled experts due to their unusual polish, an intense smoothness not found elsewhere on the pyramid's casing except near the known entrance on the north face. This polished granite patch measures roughly 4 meters high by 6 meters wide, suggesting deliberate work and attention. Why invest such care into a section of wall far from the official entrance, especially when that side isn't known for any passage or internal access? Questions linger about whether this polished area was meant as an invitation or a signal, possibly hinting at a hidden architectural feature waiting to be uncovered beneath the stone. Modern researchers deployed an array of non-invasive tools to probe this mysterious section without damaging the monument. Ground-penetrating radar, ultrasonic testing, and electrical resistivity tomography each revealed anomalies behind that polished surface. These methods work differently. Radar bounces signals into the stone, ultrasonic scans send sound waves, and resistivity measures electrical conductivity, yet all pointed to the presence of voids hidden just beneath the facade. The experts created a composite view through image fusion by combining multiple scans to reveal hidden overlapping anomalies. The team discovered 2 air-filled voids, which included one void that measured 1 meter in height and 1.5 meters in width, and another void which measured 1.4 meters from the granite surface. The other feature that existed between the facade and the building entrance appeared to be smaller, but remained big enough to be recognized as actual architectural elements instead of damage or weathering.
The architectural design of these concealed areas exhibits evidence of purposeful building work that constructed them. The defined voids with their exact specifications and specific limits show three possible outcomes, which include a hidden chamber, a passageway, and a building part that designers concealed from view. The possibility of a second entrance or secret corridor beneath the polished granite raises profound questions about the pyramid's function and layout. Yet people should remain cautious about this situation. Hidden cavities function as evidence that proves a secret entrance exists. The team demonstrates that these voids fail to prove the existence of a door, tunnel, or treasure chamber. The results of their work create two paths that people should investigate because they lead to further information about the topic at hand. The existence of these elements proves that Menkauri's architectural design remains unknown because its complete understanding requires more study. The discovery changes how we view pyramid facades as more than basic exterior elements. The polished blocks function as signposts that designers constructed to show hidden areas and direct particular entry points. The pyramid casing operates as a type of hidden architectural design that protects its internal mysteries while directing knowledgeable observers to its concealed elements. Archaeologists face a choice about their decision to touch and explore these vacant areas. The need to maintain historical sites in their original condition conflicts with the pursuit of educational information. The answer to this question determines how future research will treat historical sites while pursuing discoveries. Menkauri's concealed voids demonstrate that all pyramids, including the smallest one, contain significant hidden knowledge.
As we piece together these discoveries, it becomes clear that the story of Giza's monuments is far from fully told. Each stone and shadow holds potential new revelations. Rethinking pyramid purpose. These discoveries, the Great Pyramid's vast voids, the mysterious corridors, and even Menkauri's concealed spaces combine to challenge the long-standing notion that these structures were simple monuments meant solely for burial. The traditional view has painted the Great Pyramid as a sealed tomb, designed as a singular resting place for Pharaoh Khufu. But these hidden architectural complexities suggest layers of function and intent far more intricate than a straightforward mausoleum. The repeated presence of sizable voids and purposefully shaped corridors raises the possibility that the pyramid served multiple roles, perhaps as temples, ritual sites, or even complex machines designed for purposes we have yet to fully understand. If builders expended effort creating spaces that do not behave like accidental gaps or structural flaws, it points to a sophisticated planning process and nuanced use over time. This evolving picture forces a reevaluation of how ancient Egyptians approached monument building. The pyramids may have involved sequenced construction phases or intended changes during their use, spaces reserved for maintenance, symbolic paths for rituals, or secret chambers accessible only to a select few. Each newly discovered space deepens our appreciation for the pyramid's layered meanings and uses. Importantly, none of this supports fringe theories about aliens or lost advanced technology. What it does prove is that the internal architecture is richer and more complex than the simplified blueprints passed down for centuries. The Great Pyramid emerges as a multi-dimensional entity, blending engineering prowess, spiritual symbolism, and perhaps even political control through secrecy. The evolving narrative also asks us to reconsider historical sources. Ancient texts about the pyramids were often written centuries after their construction and may reflect an incomplete or biased understanding. Modern scanning technologies provide fresh empirical data that sometimes contradict long-held beliefs, pushing historians to weigh evidence carefully and adjust timelines accordingly. If the builders intentionally concealed certain spaces, that suggests controlled access to knowledge and power. It raises questions about who was allowed inside and what was meant to remain unseen. The pyramids thus stand not only as physical monuments, but as cultural systems encoded with social boundaries and mysteries. This reevaluation invites humility as much as curiosity. After thousands of years, the pyramids still guard secrets because their design went beyond mere stone stacking. Each hidden void is a testament to forgotten knowledge and invites future generations to explore, protecting the past while expanding the story. So, as these abrupt revelations ripple through archaeology and Egyptology, the question becomes, are we ready to move beyond the idea of the pyramid as just a tomb? The new data points to a far more intricate narrative, one that may rewrite history and challenge our deepest assumptions about ancient Egypt. As these ideas take hold, they foreground the even more pressing question of how or whether we should physically explore these silent chambers, balancing the thirst for discovery with reverence for the monuments themselves. The debate on exploration. The discovery of hidden voids and corridors inside the Great Pyramid raises a powerful question. Should scientists physically explore these spaces? Direct investigation could reveal long-awaited answers about how the pyramid was built and what purpose these hidden areas served. Yet, the monument's immense cultural value and structural fragility demand caution. Any physical intervention could cause irreversible damage or destroy evidence that future technologies might study more safely. Experts now face a complex ethical dilemma. For more than 4,500 years, the Great Pyramid has stood largely preserved, a remarkable link to ancient civilization. Modern scanning technologies have revealed gaps in our understanding and uncovered mysterious internal spaces that invite deeper inquiry. Balancing respect for this heritage with humanity's drive to explore and learn is not simple, and it forces researchers to reconsider how archaeological discoveries should be pursued. Non-destructive testing methods, which include muon imaging and electrical resistivity tomography, have become essential tools for this project. Scientists use these technologies to find concealed chambers and building defects that remain inaccessible to the stone. The system does not display all available information. Researchers face a dual challenge because they possess new data that helps their work, but they cannot access all the information needed for complete research progress. The stakeholders from government, archaeology, engineering, and cultural heritage groups maintain ongoing discussions about their future actions. The first group suggests creating robotic probes that will function effectively in tight spaces. The second group proposes using micro-drilling and minimally invasive inspection methods as a solution that protects existing assets while enabling new findings. The three strategies create different dangers, which result in various expenses and produce multiple effects on ethical matters. The public viewpoint brings an additional element to the ongoing debate. The Great Pyramid serves as both an archaeological site and a global emblem that represents human mystery and achievement. Some people believe its hidden spaces should remain untouched to preserve that mystique, while others argue that careful scientific exploration honors history by expanding knowledge. As the evolution of robotics, remote sensing, and 3D imaging technologies continues to advance, safer methods for exploring these areas will emerge. For now, researchers agree that the field requires both patience and collaboration, while the work needs controlled technological progress. For thousands of years, the Great Pyramid of Giza has guarded its secrets in silence, standing as a monument to ancient ingenuity. Now, non-invasive scanning technologies are revealing hidden voids and corridors that challenge what we thought we knew. As researchers investigate these discoveries, history itself may be shifting. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, like and subscribe for more mysteries, and continue exploring by watching the next video on your screen now.